Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel UKMtG, and it's Jordan here. A big thank you for all of you who left love on our last deck tech, and this week we're continuing the Brawl theme. But before we start, if you do enjoy the content of the channel, please take a second to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see a specific deck tech, let me know in the comments down below. So this week we're sticking with M20 until we have some more spoilers from Throne of Eldraine to be released. So this week's deck tech focuses on the big green machine himself, Gargos, Vicious Watcher. So what does this big 8/7/6 mana do? Well, his main focus is to reduce the casting cost of Hydras by 4 mana. Now, sadly there is not that many in Standard at the moment, but I'm more than happy to discuss an EDH deck with this brute another day. His other big block of text basically states that if anyone targets a creature you control with a spell, and that includes yourself, he will fight up to one creature you don't control. Basically, he's Brad Pitt in Fight Club.
The first rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club.
So what is our deck looking to do? Well, essentially we play threats. Some more threats. Nightpack Ambusher has already been proven in Standard to be a powerhouse if left unchecked early enough, just from the fact the Wolf tokens just allows you to go wide. God Eternal Ronus is an ever recursive threat that can only be gotten rid of if your opponent counters it on the way down, or he forces you to discard it. Baby Hoof, or if you want to call it by its proper name, End Raise Runners, allows you to essentially swing with a very large developed board and hopefully win the game. And these are just a handful of the creatures we're running. My new favourite cards are the Brawl specifics for Throne of Eldraine, where we have Thor Mammoth, which not only has its own fight effect with every creature that ETBs.
Second rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club.
And we also have Steelbane Hydra, which, let's be honest, can deal with artifacts and pesky enchantments. So what kind of support do we have in the deck? Well, for ramp, we are using to get all these beautiful threats out. We have Leyline of Abundance, as it is a must with the mana dorks of Leafkin Druid, Paradise Druid, and Centaur Nurturer. This also plays out on our sub-theme of +1 counters, but more on that later. We also run this as Triumph, Open the Gates, Circuitous Route to go thin our deck, and of course, finally, Nissa, who shakes the world, brings the final deck ramp into being. In terms of card advantage, we are using Seasonal Growth to help scry and develop our hand. Guardian Project is a must, just allowing us to draw cards. Shared Summons is a double creature tool, allowing us to pick and choose what we need. And finally, we are using Loaming Shaman and Pulsar Marassa to utilize our graveyard.
And the 8th and final rule, if this is your first night at Fight Club, you have to fight.
Now that we have discussed the major theme, the last bit of our deck is essentially to develop our already threatening creatures into bigger threats by the addition of giving them +1 counters. This is achieved with the following. Vivian Arcbone Ranger happily gives them out freely as part of her +1. Pelt Collector and Crunch Wrangler are our very early game threats which just grow with time. Evolution Sage is essentially a powerhouse in this deck. Once we have a few counters and just hitting landfall triggers, we can grow our team even bigger. And we also have Khan's Bastion, as I said, along with the Leyline of Abundance, which just allows us to proliferate and get more counters out where we need, and various things like that. With that, I've explained the majority of the deck, so let me know what you guys think. Are you all excited for Brawl? Do you think you'll play it on Arena? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And that wraps it up from me here at UKMtG. Thank you for listening, and happy brawling!